Hey dudes and dudettes, welcome back to stream. Um, we're picking up where we left off um, about 10, 11 hours ago, where we were in, where were we? We were in Copenhagen, and we're just about to start the arrival into Bangkok, Don Muang, Muyang, the other one. Um, been a long journey, and I don't know if you can really see the navigation display from here, but we are almost at the end of it. That's some flight information up top for you. I think it needs a little bit of a background, so hold on 1 second. There you go. Yeah, as you can see, not long to go. We'll start the descent, and yeah, we'll set up for the whole thing. Let me recap. Let me show you what we've been doing so far with the flight, how far along we have reached, and essentially what the next course of action is going to be. So we're Thai 951, and this is what we have done so far. So across Central Europe, Med, the Arabian Peninsula, Arabian Sea, India, the Bay of Bengal, and we're with the control here in Yangon, and about to cross the Thai border at Tanok for the arrival into Bangkok, Don Muang. The alternate here is Suvarnabhumi, but we are also able to go to Pattaya, which is Rayong, Utapao. Those are two options. I use this primarily for the weather, so we know it's 2407 between 200 and 280, 34 degrees, 1008. Off the planner now, we don't need anything here from Copenhagen anymore. But let's look at Don Muang. So this is just an overview of the airport, so you have an idea. The wind is from the south, so we're expecting to land runway 21 right. 21 left tends to be the one in use for departure. As you can see, they can line people up here on X-ray. So we're landing 21 right, probably exiting Papa or Oscar, and then Mike on to International Terminal 1, so Pier 3, Pier 8. So how would that work for us? Let me go to the route, pick out, sorry, pick out Don Muang. There it tells you 03 has some tailwind, not the one in use, which would be nice though, because there would be nice views of Bangkok. Pin that chart, and we'll do an ILS approach to one right. Yankee and Zulu. I want to see what they both look like. Back to the knee bolt, and we'll plan it out correctly. So that's the start. Day mode is good now. Well, we are coming in from Teret to Weha. Niner, Dovax, Bravo Delta 113, Varpi, Aroka, and Bravo Delta 111. And then I think an ILS Zulu would do better for us. Yeah. Bravo Delta 111 directly, and onto the final. As you can see, it's slightly outside Bangkok City, so is Suvarnabhumi, but yeah, missed approach keeps us clear of the central area of Bangkok as well. Nice long runway. Believe this is good all the way to Cat 2. For Cat 1, our minimum is going to be 220, and the weather's actually nice, so we're going to be able to do everything as discussed. Now, let me put that into the FMGC, and we'll have an updated top descent time. At the moment, as you can see, this range is 320 miles, and if I decrease the range, you'll see what they assume. There's someone here climbing above us at 1,000 feet. There they are. Maybe they'll say hello. Who knows? Excellent. I'll just wait till they're past, and then we can go ahead and set up the arrival. Who this? Big plane. Okay. Let's go ahead and set up the arrival. How do I do that? Yep, we select on Wang. The arrival is via store. For the ILS Zulu to on right. ILS to on right, Zulu. And the arrival is via Weha, and we said it was going to be, excuse me, I need to get that. Weha 3 Alpha. And transitioning from Tared. Yeah, let's insert. Oh, it's from Tanek. Ah, right, okay. So let me find that again. If it actually does even come in from Tanek. It doesn't. Alright. So, yeah, that was clearly a mistake on my part. So the arrival is going to be via waypoint Pasto. Let me go ahead and fix that. And Pasto is essentially direct to Alice 2-1 right. We had 3 Alpha. And let me reselect Weha. Okay, maybe I just need to click something else. Excellent. We had 3 Alpha, the Pasto transition, and ILS Zulu is via Aroka. This can be inserted, and all I need to do is close up the gap between Tanek and Pasto. Done. That's the arrival. Top of descent at time 50, and that's another 5 minutes from now. We're not going up to 390. We started the journey at 290, went up to 31, 33, 35, and now 39. What else can we do? There's no ATC, unfortunately. Takeoff and approach, that needs to be planned. Let me just sort out the approach then. So we know here clean speed is 193. I'll need to set up minimums, which was 220, which is of course barrel minimum. Ooh, a bit quick there, the barrel. $220. And that needs to be set for my colleague. 220. Everyone's got 220. Let's take a quick look at performance for the landing. Get the weather information. The runway is going to be 21 right. Tailwind. Calculate. Great, we can stop. For the auto brakes, I think minimum auto brakes is fine. 220 set. Flaps. What do they want to do for flaps? 35, excellent, yeah. So, as planned, flaps 35 landing. And this was supposed to be part of my, after takeoff flow. This needs to be reset to 15, which wasn't done. Just a dial a flap setting. So we're going to dial 15 degrees in for the approach. Alright. I have no questions, so I think we are ready to land in Don Muang. I'm just gonna observe the weather once again, because I'd like to do runway 03 for the approach, if I'm honest. Just nice, better views. So the wind is from the west, and at this point it's going also northwest. So runway 03 can be done. So I'm just gonna look very quickly what the real world guys are doing, and I'm gonna go scan. Um, so IRL, they're still landing 2-1, and I think that's gonna be the case for a while. As for the sim, you know, obviously we have to take into account that there are people who might not share the same enthusiasm with regards to using the right arrival and all that. So the only one arriving in Don Muang, oh, that's me, and the departure is already in flight, so we can choose actually. And you know what? I'd like to see a little bit of Thailand's capital on the way down. So let me see what we can do about runway 03. On the planner 03, the arrival pretty similar to 2-1. Obviously, we say we're coming in from Pasto, and then it brings you onto a downwind, and then from the downwind, obviously, you get at some point turned in for the approach for the ILS 03 left, I'd say, all the way from Dudley, and then you have this interesting. Oh, this is a lot more interesting. Let's do this. Today we can do this. I think it's a good day to do this. As for the landing, 3 left. And we'll exit on Foxtrot. That's also pretty quick taxiing to our gate. Excellent. I'm going to swap things over to 3 left. But we'll commence the arrival here. We'll start the descent. 21,000. And she's ready to take the profile to 21,000 feet. In the meantime, I'm gonna prepare my charts for Don Muang. Okay, I'm not sure why the descent hasn't started, so let's start it ourselves. Idle clamp, sorry. And she's gonna dive for it. And for my own sake, we're gonna tune some radios here. Bravo Kilo Kilo, which is Bangkok, POR. On both sides, and 3 left is 109.7 with an inbound course. That's 029. We'll manage the speed from here. In IAS, we'll do 280 knots IAS. Very aggressive with the pitch and the climb. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the arrival to the Weha arrival, just a different runway. So, additional approaches, we're gonna do ILS 3 left, right as Zulu. The star is gonna be the Weha still, a bit past the transition, and the ILS dots. Yes. Insert that, take a look here. Done. Minimums for this ILS is now going to be 220 still, and it's just Cat 1, so it's simple approach lighting. All good, all sorted. About 100 miles from the Bangkok VOR, and we're in a good shape for this set. Thank you. Sawadee-ka. The rate of descent is excessive, so we don't really need that. We'll let her go onto profile. And FMS speeds as well. Okay, maybe no. Bit aggressive there. Back to 280 knots. Look at that. Oh my days. There's some smoothing out to be done. I mean, look at that. It's been just been going left and right the whole time. Granted, there's a little change of the wind, but I don't think it needs to be that aggressive. So, you're watching this TFDI. I think this needs to be addressed. Or it could be a feature club, to be honest. Almost there at level. Let's do a 1500 foot per minute. 90 miles at 21,000 feet. Here's where I'd like to be at 70 miles. So, long way to go. So we are now in Thailand. We'll assume that we've been cleared to level 180. We're just at 1,000 foot per minute, and the air traffic controllers here are so nice. They've given us a direct to Weha. Right, folks, enjoy the arrival. Bangkok, Don Muang, traffic Thai 9051 heavy. 30 miles to the east, direct to Ferdo for the Islas approach runway 03 left. Don Muang traffic Thai 9051 heavy. That's the hotel from The Hangover, and the icons, yeah. The rooftop bars up there. Still traffic, Thai 9051 heavy. Final runway 03 left. Done mowing traffic. วัสดีครับ And you're braking. I would have hit this person. Let's see how close we get. Ah, nah. If that wasn't me, I wouldn't be that close. No way. Obviously fake news. It's been time, so I'll shut off the engines. APU power is available. Okay, it's just available, so we Shutdown 2, shutdown 3. Oh. So I might have turned it off. That's what I've done. Okay. No worries, nobody panic. It's gonna come back now. And we've made it, ladies and gents, to Bangkok. There we go. I guess that needs hydraulics then. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think I've done most of it. Battery discharging, emergency power on. Emergency power, let me turn off and back to on. And that should take care of business. Okay, sounds good. Let's take a look. Folks, welcome to Don Muang here, the older airport here in Bangkok. With the SkyTrain, if you get on it, next stop, Nana Plaza. Thank you for coming on board. We'll take a look at the replay, but that's it of my face and my chatting. Enjoy the replay, and we'll see you for the next stream, which might be a while, but we'll see you there. Thanks very much for joining me, and we're going to restart the engine, set the lights the way they were, and we'll be on the replay. So just give me another 4 minutes and the replay should start. That being said, I can tell you some stats here from Volanta, or what Volanta thought about my flight so far. So that ended up being a 13 hours of block time, 12 hours and 30 of flight, but primarily most of it was the taxi in Copenhagen, about 30 minutes worth of it. We landed with 1.16 Gs of landing force, G-force, 1.16 Gs, with a landing touchdown rate of 252. That's according to Volanta. Yeah, overall pretty nice flight, and we landed with 146 knots, which was which was just below the V approach. So I didn't really burn off any of that, so I think I held on the power a little bit just to let it settle down onto the runway, which was maybe might not have been the greatest of great choices. starting the number 2 engine. Don't really know the start sequence. I like to start the 2 overwing and then the tail wing. Sorry, the tail engine. But that might not be entirely correct. Don Wang. From the pictures that I see from inside the terminal, you can kind of tell its age. It's slightly older, of course. Savannah Boom tends to be a bit more fancy, a bit cleaner, but Don Wang's got his own thing. Ground speed of 3, which we know is not true, or should not be true, because the parking brake is set, and we are moving. So there's a little bit of IRS drift, maybe. Good. The engines are stable. At that point, we had 1 notch of flaps, and all of the lights. I'll turn them on. They weren't all on, but for our sake, yeah, we shall. Okay. Well, I'll leave you with a nice chase view of the airplane. A bit higher up. Alright, Sawadee Cup, thank you for joining, Cup on Cup, and we wish you a pleasant stay in Thailand.